welcome to my channel. I'm Heidi with Happily Thriving Heidi. Today I am partnering up with my DIY friend, Little Bit of Calm and Crazy, which is Jennifer. Now, if you have not been to Jennifer's channel before, she does some of the coolest DIYs and is just super creative and makes beautiful, beautiful things. Thanks so much, Jennifer, for partnering with me today. I am so excited to see what you come up with for our theme today, and I just have had so much fun being able to collaborate with you on this project. If you have not been to Jennifer's channel before, make sure you head over to her channel, click her subscribe button. I promise you she will not disappoint you when it comes to her craft videos. If you are new coming over from Jennifer's channel, welcome. My name is Heidi Sonboul. I love doing DIYs, home renovations, and cleaning videos to make our home tidy and organized for my 3 kids, my husband, my cat, and my dog. That is enough chit chat for now, so let's move on to the crafts and the DIYs I have prepared for you all today. Up first, we're going to do a really darling stacked snowman decor item. I'm going to take these 3 Christmas ornaments that you can get at the Dollar Tree. I'm going to snip off the little string that's at the top of them because we won't be needing that. Once you get those all snipped off, you're then going to take your dowel sticks that you're also going to get from the Dollar Tree, and you are going to insert it into the bottom of the first one. Some of the noses can pop off on these, so make sure you secure a little bit of hot glue on them just to make sure they don't come off in the future. And then you're going to take your scissors and you're going to snip off a little bit of that dowel stick just so that it doesn't have to go so far down into the next snowman. Once you got those in place, you're going to take some hot glue and make sure that the rod does not slide out anymore. It'll just stay nice and snug in place. For the very last snowman, you're actually going to cut off the bottom of his butt. That way so he sits flat on our little surface that we're going to create in a few minutes. Once you have that cut off and you know that it's nice and flat, you're going to take another stick, and this one is going to go into the top of that snowman's head and then up into the bum of the other 2 snowmen, and then you're going to hot glue them into place. This seriously takes seconds to do. It's super fast, and I just think that this is turning out so cute already. Very whimsical and cute for Christmas. Then you're going to take a piece of foam core board, and I cut a 4 by 4 inch square. Take your X-Acto knife and cut out a small hole in the bottom of that stand, and the reason why you're going to do this, it's going to help that dowel stick stay in there nicely when you hot glue it all into place. Then once you've got all your little snowman on your stand, you're going to take some Mod Podge and you're going to take these little snowballs. Beware, they go everywhere, but it's just so cute and it was really fun to make. Now I'm going to create a little box around. Instead of having a sandbox, it's going to be a snow box. Get it? Cut off the ends of the popsicle sticks that you don't need, add some hot glue, and then put them around all 4 sides of your little square base. This is going to help all of those snowballs stay in, and you're not going to have any issues with them coming off in the future. I've said it before, but I really like creating DIYs that have really great quality to them because, you know, it just makes it look more store-bought. So after I've gone around all 4 sides, I like to take a little extra hot glue and I'm going to put them in the crevices of all of those corners inside the box. That way so they're really secure. Now this is the fun part. You are going to just take some more hot glue and just keep filling it all inside of that box, building up those snowballs. The hot glue is going to hold them in place for long term, and then you just keep dumping it back onto the plate, repeating it over and over again. To give it a nice finished look, I'm going to take this glitter ribbon also from the Dollar Tree. All of these supplies came from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to put it right there around the base of the box. If you haven't already, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me know whether or not you like this content, and it really helps out my channel. It would mean so much to me if you gave it a thumbs up. This next DIY I have been dying to show you all. So here's the scoop. These trees from the Dollar Tree look so skimpy, but I'm going to show you how to make them look fuller, not using the long garlands. I'm actually going to take 2 of the trees and put them together. So first what you're going to do is you're going to take some wood, and you don't have to do that, but I really like the wood base. You're going to pop off this plastic piece, and then you're going to take all of the bristles and you're going to flatten them over to one side. That way, so that if you laid it down flat on the table, you could obviously tell that there were no branches going that way. Here's a shout out to my buddy Jessica from Measure and Mix. She did a video a couple weeks ago where she took the bristles and she pulled them down to make them look more like a pine tree versus a Christmas tree. And it completely blew my mind. So after I saw her do that, I had this idea, what if I take 2 of them, flatten it, and then put them together with zip ties? So now that I've got it all flat and you can see that it's flat, I'm now going to take the other tree, put them together, and zip tie them. Now you don't have to use a garland wrapping around it, and it just makes it look so full and beautiful. Now we could leave it like this, or we can take it another step further, and I'm actually going to flock this little tree. I've made a bunch of these. I'm going to put them all throughout my house. Now for that wood base, you're just going to drill some holes and then fill it with hot glue. But again, you don't have to do this. You actually can put the stand back on one of the stems of that tree, and it works just as well. So once I've got that all hot glued in place, I'm then going to move on to flocking. So here's the scoop with the flocking. I tried it with paint, and then I also tried it with just flocking by itself. I found that it looked really pretty if you lightly add paint onto the branches of the tree and then flocked it. I actually don't have that. I didn't think to film that for some reason, but it looks so pretty when you paint the branches first and then flock it. Now flocking is really easy. I will link down below where I purchased my flock from, but you basically wet your tree and then you sprinkle it on. And I would like to recommend using a spoon because my hands got really dirty really quick. Once you're all done flocking your tree, you're just going to take your spray bottle and spritz it a couple more times to lock in the glue that is inside of the flocking, and it will seal it to the tree. I would love it if you click that subscribe button and join my channel's family here. It would mean the world to me to have you follow along in my journey of crafting and remaking our home. This next DIY, I found the inspiration on Pinterest, and I wanted to give it a try so that way you girls can all recreate it yourselves, because I just thought it was so cute. I took 2 blocks of 2x4. One was a little bit taller than the other one. One was 12 inches high and the other one was 9 inches high. And then I'm just going to paint with green and actually pink. Now you could do red, but I loved the inspiration photo where it had pink, and I thought it just looked really cute because you can add the red and it makes it just look, I don't know, really pretty. So once you've got the green and the pink painted on, you're then going to go to the top on the other side and paint 1/4 of it black. And that's going to be for the hat on the nutcracker, and repeat the process on the pink. Then you're going to need to mix orange and white to get a nice peachy color for the face of the nutcracker. And then you're just going to go around the sides and the front. You're not going to need to go around the back because that's going to be covered with hair. Technically, you don't even need to go on the sides, but I just, again, I like to make things look store-bought, and so I thought, well, let me just do it anyway. Plus, I really like painting. Once those all dry, you're going to take that glittery red ribbon, again from the Dollar Tree, and you're going to go around the top of the hat of the Nutcracker. Now the trick is you want to make sure that you're showing a little bit of that black paint because it's going to make it look like his hat brim. Then I'm going to take some really thin white ribbon I also got at the Dollar Tree, and I cut them small in size to fit. I don't have the exact measurement on this one, but you're going to create 4 of those, hot glue them down into place, and then you are going to move on to the hair of the Nutcracker. Now you're going to take some of this car cleaning fabric that you can get in the car section of the Dollar Tree, cut a strip of it off, and then you're going to just work on hot gluing around the Nutcracker. Now as I'm putting it on, I'm actually folding it under so it has a nice finished look, and then I'm going to just keep going all the way around. When I get to the end, I'm going to make sure I go all around, and then I'm going to fold it all in just like so and hot glue it into place. This fabric is super fuzzy and fluffy, so it's really great for the Nutcracker's hair and his little goatee. Then I added some buttons that I had on hand. You can use whatever you want on this, some little bling pieces, some buttons, brads, whatever you might want to add to it. Now we're going to move on to its face. First you're going to draw a line for his brow area and then come down for his nose, which is a rectangular shape. At that stage you're ready to move on to his mustache. It goes right underneath his nose, and you're just going to make sure the ends of that mustache is curled in because that is just so stinking cute. I love little mustaches on my Nutcrackers. Then for his mouth, it's just a rounded edged rectangle right underneath his mustache. Then for his eyes, I use the back of my paintbrush all the time for circles. I just like it so much more. It's really easy to do it this way. So I'm just going to add some white right underneath that brow line so that it can help me line up where I want the eyeballs to be. Then I move on to doing the teeth, also at the back of my paintbrush. I just got a little bit on there and then slowly made the teeth lines. Now to help the eyes stand out a little bit more, you're going to take your thin brush and you're just going to go right underneath the whites of the eyes, and with the back of the paintbrush again, do 2 dots for the eyes. Now I wanted to add a little bit more fluff on the Nutcracker's face, so I took another piece of the fabric and just kind of rolled it up, as you can see here, and glued it down into place. Then using red, I'm going to make its rosy cheeks. And then to add a little bit more texture and pattern to it, because as of right now it's kind of plain, I took some of this gingham ribbon that I picked up from Walmart and then wrapped it around the top of the hat. Now don't forget the eyebrows. I actually almost forgot the eyebrows and filming them, and then I thought he looks kind of funny, there's something missing, and then I realized, oh wait, the eyebrows. When you're all done with the eyebrows, you're then going to do one last thing. You're going to create a line across the teeth to make it look like a Nutcracker. The next DIY is the last one, and I'm going to take this art canvas that you see all the time at your thrift stores. I ended up getting this 25% off, so it was even cheaper than $6. And what's crazy is that this once upon a time was $100, especially when you know when it's made out of. It's made out of MDF board. I thought that was so crazy that they charged $100 for it. Anyway, we're now going to go and move on to our Dollar Tree supplies. I'm going to be using 2 different types of stickers, some key tags, and these little buckets that we often don't know what to do with them other than party favors. You're going to take your white paint and go over one side of the canvas. You don't need to cover the full thing. This is just going to be this size right here. Once you've got it all painted white, put it to the side and let it dry. Then grab those buckets, 25 of them, and you're going to take out the handle that is on it with a pair of pliers. Then take your key tags, and you're also going to take 25 of those and remove all of the metal circles that are on the key tags. Grab those letter number stickers, and you're going to number them 1 through 25. Now these stickers do not have the best adhesive on the back of them, and so the better way to keep them on there long term is to take some Mod Podge, and you're going to simply go over every single one of them, making sure that they're sealed in really nicely and they won't peel up in the future. Once the white paint is dry, you're going to take your letters and you're going to center them on your art canvas. Don't stick them down all the way. You're just going to tap on the very top pieces, making sure they're spaced out nicely. So if you need to move some things around, you can. And then once you get them the way you like them to be, you're then going to press them all down. Now comes the next part, which is the smelliest part. You're going to go outside, don't do it inside, with your spray paint, and you're going to go over it with several coats of red spray paint. This is going to take a little bit of time to dry. So once it does, take it back inside and pull off the paper at the back. That way it's going to expose all the wood and you're going to be able to see what you're working with. When you start to take up your stickers to reveal the white underneath it that you painted in the very beginning stages of this project, you might have some of the paint here and there pull up a little bit. If that is the case, take a paintbrush that is not valuable to you, spray some spray paint on a plastic bag, and then with that paintbrush you can touch up those spots with no problems at all. Now I loved the way this looks. You don't have to do it, but I just thought it was so cute. I took some white paint and it didn't have to be perfect. I just went over the edges with little white stripes to make it have that whimsical candy cane look to it. Once all your paint is dry, you're going to then take your little buckets and you're going to use some washi tape to create a drill guideline so that way you don't drill wrong or crooked. Take your washi tape and go across 3 strips and then put on your little buckets, figure out your spacing, take a pencil and mark where you're going to be drilling, and then with a drill bit you're then going to go through your canvas. Now you don't want to go through your table, so you're going to need to put down some type of a cutting mat, or you can go outside to your garage if you have a work table, but I don't have that, so I'm using my craft table and I'm just putting down a mat so that it catches the drill if it accidentally hits the table. Then take a ruler and you are going to line up that top drill and go all the way down your line. Because the number is odd, you are not going to have the exact same number all the way across 3 rows. In the middle row there will be 2 less buckets than the top and the bottom. Then simply repeat the same process and drill through all of those markings so that way you know where to put in your buckets and it will not splinter the wood. Go ahead and remove the washi tape and you will be left with all of the drill holes. Now the bucket has 2 different sides where the handles are. You do not want the one where the seam line is. You're going to want to take your tags and with some green twine that I picked up also from the Dollar Tree, you're going to hot glue it into place and then tie a cute little bow so that it all stays in place. And then to make sure the bow doesn't come untied, just take a little bit of hot glue and just dab it on the top and the bottom, and that way it'll stay forever. Then you're going to get your drill and your screws, and you are going to simply screw all 25 buckets into place. It is so fun putting these on, and as I was getting more and more buckets on, I just loved how it looked. Once you've got all your buckets drilled on and in place, you're then going to stuff the buckets with all kinds of cute little goodies. Now I'm using tissue paper that I picked up from Target because I just liked the way that they looked, and you're going to fill each bucket with that tissue paper. Now last year I had a free printable. There's actually two of them, one that has scripture verses from the Bible and one that has service projects. So if you're interested in those, I'm going to link them down below, but they are free. You can download them and do them with your family throughout the Christmas season if you love to do advent calendars just as much as I do. You're going to take that tissue paper and you are going to cut a nice size square. I would say it's about an 8 by 8 that fits into these buckets. You're going to fill that tissue paper with the printouts that I gave you all for free and some candies and little treats inside each bucket. Before you go, don't forget to leave a comment down below to let me know which DIY you liked most and which you found easiest to follow. Thanks so much for watching this video. Don't forget to click the link down below to Jennifer's channel so you can check out her DIYs. And until the next video, bye homegirls!